And I'm gonna sit back now. I'm not gonna defend you or explain anything. Just go on and tell me about the other disabilities that are worse.
No, what I mean is how people can sometimes easily get mixed up. How people are scared of, like, a cyclop. When at the end of the day, he's got a disability. A bloke
Who's scared of a cyclop?
No, it's
apart from Jason and his Argonauts. Where's this cyclop that you're scared of?
No, I'm just saying in history and in books and that.
No, not in history. History happened.
Yeah. But
what are you thinking of? You're mixing history with Greek mythology and Roman mythology and every other type of mythology. What do you mean there wasn't really a giant cyclop that went round picking up ships and throwing them around? That's not history, Carl. Do you think Batman's history?
No, but it was ages ago, wasn't it, when we were sort of
No, I'm not saying it didn't happen ages ago. I'm saying it didn't happen.
Well, it might have done. There's no. I mean, what's so ridiculous about a fellow with one eye?
In the middle of his head, and he's big and scary and lives in a cave.
Why is he scary? Because he's got. What if he had 8 eyes? I'd be scared of him. At the end of the day, he's got a disability. We'll talk about it in a bit.
Bobby Womack across 110th Street on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant. And over there, Karl Pilkington.
Can I just remind people that—
a man so stupid, it isn't actually offensive. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, just wanted to remind people that they can get in touch, on the text, 83XFM. You'll need that, text number shortly, because we're going to be playing Rockbusters very soon. Gav has texted in, and he says quite simply, "What's happened to the webcam? All I can see is a bald monkey." Well, you're absolutely right, we'll try and get that sorted out for you. But, we're rockbustering now?
Should we do it now?
Should we do it now?
Set it up now.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, you should just remind people, Rick, particularly if they're trapped in Antarctica for the next 3 months, what this game is.
Well, this is, Blockbusters, just totally ripped off, and, the clues are bands and artists. Carl says they're cryptic clues. They're not cryptic clues. They're more like, what word am I thinking of? They're tenuous. Some of them don't work at all. So it's really, are you in tune with a shaved monkey? I mean, it's nearly embarrassing to get the clue. I pride myself on that I don't really get them. And I'm sort of proud of that, because you shouldn't.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think I've given it a big sell.
Yeah.
Now, you do win TAT today, but the big prize is going forward to be in the draw in 5 weeks' time, when there's a signed Homer that I got Matt Groening to draw. If you go to rickygervais.com, you can see him drawing it. It's an original.
Well, if they want to see it, they can go to xfm.co.uk/Ricky, and it's actually, just click on it, you can have a look at it.
Oh, you can see all the pictures there, can't you? There's also a signed Nigel Tufnell poster, and us three as Flanimals, but there's a little actually video clip. I was on rickygervais.com. You can actually see Matt Groening drawing it.
Well,
so,
those prizes are the ones the big prizes you can win in 5 weeks' time if you get to the grand final. In the meantime, it's the usual selection of mediocre gifts which will be given away.
That you found in a drawer that people would have sent us to give away.
So first up, we've got I think most people would agree, the mediocre John Travolta film Ladder 49, which I think barely made it into cinemas over here.
No.
We've also got on DVD.
And we're giving that away.
We're giving that away.
Brilliant.
On DVD, the TV series Grumpy Old Men, which I think is repeated every single night on BBC Two.
Oh, and that's free as well, is it?
Yeah, that's free.
Oh, okay.
We've got the complete third series of Alias. Great gift, only if you've seen the previous 2 seasons. So,
is that the one I'm in?
I don't know, possibly. French and Saunders at the Movies, a collection of all their hilarious movie spoofs. Again, on television, I think every Friday. And the TV series Operation Good Guys. You know, fine series, but you could see that on UK Gold most nights. So, once again, an excellent selection.
But if you win all those and take them straight down to Record and Tape Exchange, you will be able to get 2 albums that you actually like.
That's exactly right.
So,
people send us them, so they sort of get bigged up on the radio, so that's done. We don't need to worry about that.
So angry.
So, anyway then, three clues.
Well, hang on, let's play the jingle.
No, I haven't got one.
You not got a jingle for Rockbusters?
No.
Well, do one quickly now.
Okay. Rockbusters.
Brilliant.
Alright, so we got 3 of them. Cryptic clue and the initials, the band, it could be a band or an artist, we've done all that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, first one. The fella let his wife know how he got the bruise on his leg. Right?
Give us that again.
The fella let his wife know how he got the bruise on the leg. He got a little bruise.
Yeah, it's all, imagine that in the Times crossword. You read it again, it's slightly different. Every time I look back at this crossword, it's slightly different. All the words change. It can't be cryptic.
The initials there, CL. Right, CL. Fella got a bruise on his leg. He let his wife know how he got it. What's going on? Right, second one.
All the muttering!
And what's the next cryptic
one.
clue?
Second one. That Potter lad had a lot of bottle doing all that stuff with the wizards and that. Right? He had a lot of bottle playing with the wizards and that. What's all that about? Right?
He always asks, what's all that about?
TB there, band or artist, the initials TB, that Potter lad, he's got a lot of bottle doing all that stuff with the wizards. Right? And the third one, the Buddhists won't be able to get in their temple without these. Oh. What do they need, right? The Buddhists won't be able to get in their temple without these. The initials TM. Right?
83936 is the text number. We don't want to receive emails from this because we can't be bothered, so just a quick text. Make sure you include all three answers. We're not interested unless you've only got, you need to get all three.
Yeah.
But the winner may only get two, but it's the first one with the most right answers.
Yeah. And if
that wins all those DVDs. Alias is a box set, to be fair. That's pretty good prize, that one.
Oh, you could probably get two CDs when you take that down to Record Tape Exchange.
And you don't need to see the first two seasons because you won't know what's happening anyway.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm excited to think that there's some people now in Antarctica just scrabbling around to get a pen, just trying to figure them out. You know, they'll probably stew on that for the next, I don't know, 2 months.
Been hanging on for Rockbusters clues, I imagine. There's the answers. Go on, give us the clue again quickly.
Alright, so the first one was, the fella let his wife know how he, got the bruise on his legs.
Go on.
Right, that was, Courtney Love. Yeah, Courtney Love. So that's Courtney Love.
So that's
the first one, CL.
So that one's fine.
The second one, that Potter lad.
What am I doing? Letting that one go?
Just let it go, just let it go.
Am I just letting that go?
Annoyingly, we haven't got time to take issue with it, Rick.
Okay.
That Potter lad, he's got a lot of bottle, hasn't he, doing all that stuff with the wizards and that.
Go on.
That's, Brave Harry, yeah, the Bravery, current sort of XFM band, the Brave Harry, that works as well.
No, it doesn't.
And the last one.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't work.
The Buddhists.
It doesn't work.
Won't be able to get in their temple without
Doesn't
these.
work. Brave Harry. Doesn't work. Brave Harry.
Brave Harry. Buddhists won't be able to get in their temple without these. TM. That's the monk keys.
Forward Inc. Gorillas on XFM 104.9 on Ricky Gervais with the Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl, okay, we've got to sort this out. We didn't meet again this week, and this is a shoddy show. I thought we had a sort of framework for it, but do you know what I mean? No, I thought Karl could sort of tell him what was going on. He doesn't know anything except watching telly. Late night telly on strange channels, like he gets all his information about the news on Anna Nova, and I mean, I even tried to help because Monkey News last week was awful.
It wasn't Monkey News.
It wasn't Monkey News. It was I can't remember it.
I've been away on holiday.
Brilliant. Yeah, and the Monkey News stops. I phoned him up. There was a front cover of the, I think it was the Telegraph one day this week, and it was an ironic story. It was a fluff piece, but it was a funny story. It was about a monkey in a zoo that had a ruck with its father because it's adolescent. It was like the equivalent of like 16 to 18, and it had a fight with its father, and it escaped. It ran away, and it was like, you know, an interesting story.
Yeah.
I phoned Karl up and said, "It's a Monkey News. A monkey has escaped from its cage after an argument with its father." And he said, "What was the argument about?" I mean, he thinks like Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
What was the argument about? Like, the zookeepers are going, oh no, he's brought up his untidy room again. The father, oh look, he's caught him smoking again. I mean, what do you mean, what was the argument about? They have fights. They have fights, and then it ran away.
His dad wanted him to go to college, but he just wants to quit and get a job.
Yeah, and he fancied a monkey in the other cage, and the father was saying, she's not good enough for you. Oh.
So
what
we've got
was
some
it
Monkey
about?
News today?
Yeah, I got a little bit of Monkey News.
You got a little bit of Monkey News, right? You've redeemed yourself then this week.
We've got some stuff there and that. What else has been going on? What are we going to talk about now? Sort of head's gone now.
Your head's
got
gone.
Monkey News.
Yeah.
And,
Why is your brain? Why is it? It seems like since we've come back on air, you have become dimmer. I mean, it is extraordinary. It's like BSC has kicked in.
Or
and
did
you
we
really
just
are.
forget? We just forgot.
Maybe
what?
it's been a long time. We've forgotten just how stupid he is.
Yeah.
It's proper. Do you mean it's the silences? You know,
Yeah.
he forgets we're on the radio. There's just
I know,
dead air.
it's unbelievable, and it's our name on this. They put up but as I said before, you know, he is no offence, he's not a bright lad or educated or anything like that.
Yeah,
but some things he says does border on the retarded.
I've been trying to take in too much information though. That's the problem recently. Well, I said to you last week, I've been like reading more books and what have you, and trying to take in too much. But the problem is, like even watching telly and that now. Suzanne said to me, you know, stop doing that. Stop watching telly late at night and going to bed, because it's making your brain too active. And I'm sort of,
Heaven forbid.
and you know, I'm trying to get to sleep and I can't. And then when I wake up, she had a go at me the other day, right? Because it was the night after watching The Fat Baby, right? Woke up in the morning, and she had a go at me because as soon as I woke up, I said something like, "How can you freeze time?"
Strange and Beautiful, Aqualung, or as Carl says, Aqualung, on XFM 104.9. Well, it seems that Carl's clue, you know, did go down quite well. Some other people got it. The game show as a whole has been well received.
Well, I have to say, the email, you know, we've had loads of emails, Rick. You know, I mean, we've had, let me just count 2.
Yeah.
And one of them was aimed at Simon Mayo. Came to us by mistake. They thought they were listening to Mayo.
Yeah.
And the other is, saying Carl enough that they love the game show.
Radio 1 with less people.
And so, despite the fact it was a stolen idea, I think we can do it again next week.
Just like-
next week, let's rustle up some prizes as well.
You're just like your little magpie, aren't you? Thieving shiny ideas from Mayo's nest.
Absolutely. Simon Mayo. We played Lynyrd Skynyrd just before the ads, and I was just looking at the compilation it comes from.
It's a great compilation.
We took this from Driving Rock. Which I imagine
This is not available in the shops.
Exactly. I imagine it's come straight from the personal collection of maybe Taron or Foxy.
Or Canfield.
But there's some great names on here that I'd like to see. Maybe we could
He's
play
a little
them.
Vance, isn't he? He's a tiny Vance.
Exactly.
You know like your little Mayo? Canfield's a little Vance.
I mean, these are some names. You just
Go
don't.
on.
I haven't heard them for a long time. I'd love to hear them again. Alana Miles. Black Velvet.
No, rubbish.
Rhea. You don't hear Rhea, no?
Chris Rea?
Yeah.
Well, what one?
Spin Doctors.
Oh, God.
Lest we forget the Spin Doctors. Crash Test Dummies. What happened to them?
Dunno.
Who else we got on here? Richard Marx.
Yeah.
Mr. Big.
I didn't. He's guilty in that song when he goes, I swear I did, and all that, and the police came around. Well, there's no smoke without fire. I reckon he did it. To be honest. I reckon he murdered her.
You're absolutely right. Go on. Legs, ZZ Top.
She knows how to use them.
She does indeed.
She knows how to. It's what it is. It's electrical impulse from the brain.
How is she using them? What's
she's just it's you know.
The Brothers Doobie are on here as well.
Oh, wasn't that? There's nothing wrong with them.
Absolutely no. Starship.
Yeah.
And Toto as well. I know you're a big fan. It's not actually.
What is it?
Can you name another Toto track?
Hold the line.
It's Hold the Line.
Let's rock. Put that on.
Is it good? Is it good stuff?
Down.
Is it good stuff?
When session musicians get together.
Can we hear a quick little blast? It should be. Is that disc still in
play
there?
a little bit. Hold the line. It's
That should
great.
be. That should be track. Let me see. That's
no.
probably track 10.
I hope this doesn't annoy too many people. Like, we're worried.
Yeah.
yeah. We like to keep our radio slick.
Is this it? This is like it.
Right, yeah. We're
Yeah.
playing,
That was dynamite.
That was great.
We'll have some. I think we should have
Isn't
like a classic rock anthem every week.
Do you not
think? I
I'd
mean,
love to. I'd love
dynamite.
to. Bit of Rainbow maybe next week. Who knows?
Man alive.
Phone in if you want to hear some classic rock.
Classic rock, indeed.
Oh, we ripped off Mayo. Let's do Vance.
Absolutely. Let's just steal ideas from other better DJs.
Okay. What can we
I mean,
have?
there's some great ideas out there, I'm sure.
I mean, if you want to like any fix-its done, if you may want to eat a packed lunch on a roller coaster,
On a roller coaster, yeah, with some Boy Scouts.
or dance with Bananarama,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we're
Yeah. Or 5-star.
yeah.
I love the fact 5-star reform. There's 3 of them.
White Stripes on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Well, I had a good time.
I've enjoyed it, yeah, it's been nice. It's been fun.
Some good tracks, some laughs, a new competition by Simon Mayo. That was
Absolutely.
that was great.
Yeah. Carl, have you heard the big news? That Ricky Gervais is looking to take up. Well, you explain it, Gervais, because
it's not big news.
No,
What are you talking? What do you mean?
you're taking up boxing. Is this right?
No.
What is the story? You're
right.
fighting for money?
No. What? Just yeah, bare knuckle fighting.
No, come on. What is it?
No, all it is. I've been watching this show. It's on cable called Born to Fight, and it's sort of late. It's a late one. We flick round, and I think it's on After Roadies. which is like
Roadies?
yeah, it's one bloke with a camera who goes on tour with different people. Like he went on with Motorhead. He went with the Meatloaf tribute act. He went on with Coldplay. Was in one of them. It's and it's the
Is
sort
this
of
when, like,
cheap
all the
sort of
other
cable.
channels has been switched off?
Yeah,
This is the only one left.
exactly, yeah. And there's one called Born to Fight, and they just take a different story. It might be an amateur fight, or it might be an unlicensed fight, not illegal, or it might be white collar, which I'm thinking of doing.
What's white collar?
White collar is just people who want to fight. And it's organised.
Is it like
It's a
Fight
charity.
Club?
Yeah, but it's charity. It's safe. It's a charity do. You know, having like big events, and it's just two people that aren't boxers, aren't amateur boxers, and they get in the ring. And they do three 2-minute rounds, and they just lay into each other. They've got head guards on, and
Rick, I don't mean to alarm you, but we work together obviously, and we make the office and stuff. Your face is my fortune. I can't have
that
it
must be a bit of a worry for you.
It is. I'm not going to say. Well, your heart as well is also a concern.
Yeah.
And you're eating and stuff.
But
so
when I said I was going to get fit, you were going, no, Gervais, you're only funny because you're fat.
No, I agree. This is true, but I'm saying there's a difference between being fit,
Yeah.
and I would say,
Getting
for instance,
your face smashed in.
don't eat kind of cheese and bacon, on their own
All day.
or
Right.
for breakfast. So what I'm saying is there's a difference between exercising and then having your face beaten in. And what I'm saying is that I just don't think it's a good idea.
But I might win.
No, well, I don't. That's irrelevant. You're still going to take a couple of blows to the face, and the point is this, Rick: you're not going to win.
Why?
Because you are delusional. You think that you are probably the world's greatest boxer. I know. Ever since I've known you, you seem to think that it's the case because you've watched all the Rocky films. And you think that's fair enough, that seems straightforward enough. But look at your physique, you've got some upper body strength, but, you've also got some lower belly strength as well, I noticed. And my concern is you're going to go in there and you're not only going to be a broken man when you realise that you're just not as handy in the ring as you thought you were, but also you're going to incur some injuries.
This
Do you
is
wear
fighting
masks?
talk. This is fighting talk.
The first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club.
This one's we want to do it more now, just because of you. It was the same when Adrienne didn't agree that Rocky could beat Clubber Lang.
Yeah.
Oh, she made that mistake. Then she made the same mistake
At
with
what age,
Drago.
Rick? At what age?
She turns up at the end to take a bit of the credit, didn't she?
When you were this kind of thin, nimble youth in your makeup and your eyeliner and all the rest of it, I bet you had no idea, you had no thoughts about boxing. It never came into your mind, did it? So at what age did you suddenly think, wait a minute, I've taken the wrong path in life. I could have been the world heavyweight.
I don't think I could.
When have you suddenly decided that you can suddenly be a bit street tough? I don't understand why this has suddenly come about in.
Well, I'm not
in
putting
later
out a
life.
shout, am I, to fight people? It's not like Noel
But you've got
Gallagher
to
and
find
Robbie Williams.
But you've got to find someone else presumably to fight with.
Yeah, but it'd probably be a businessman who wants to fight.
Right. Do you know there's something really weird about that? Don't you think that sound? Have you just listened to yourself? I want to fight I want to fight a businessman. Please, may I fight a businessman?
I want to fight a businessman.
You just said.
I want to fight someone who wants to. It's not.
I want to fight them though. I want to fight somebody.
Since you're like that, it sounds a bit mad.
Bring them on. I want to fight people.
No, but it's more the effort and the training and the commitment to it, like climbing a mountain. I mean, I think climbing a mountain and doing a marathon is ridiculously macho. It's not the fact that you can do it.
No, that's not macho compared
Well, it is
with boxing.
macho, isn't it? Climbing, there's no reason to climb a mountain, there's no reason to do a marathon. If you can run a mile, that's all you need. The fact that you train is to whether you can do it yourself and achieve something. And this is more like the training and the learning skill and then seeing if it works. I don't want to get in there to...
But aren't you concerned about you might get beaten? Or you might get beaten up, I should say.
No, what's the worst that can happen?
You'll get black eyes, bruises, and
bruises
Gervais, let me just remind you of the time we were working in your flat, right? And you immediately, right, I don't know to this day what happened, but you started choking, you clasped your chest, you were breathing, wheezing, right? I leapt over to you, I remember screaming, I don't know the Heimlich manoeuvre, if you've swallowed something I can't help.
Yeah.
You gained your breath, you gained your composure. I said, what happened? Did you eat something? Did you go down the wrong way? You said, no, I swallowed some dust. I swallowed some dust. You breathed some dust in that was in the air. There was some dust in the air. You breathed that in. It knocked you out for 2 days. Rick, you were in bed for 2 days.
I love that.
I don't think you're the man for the job.
And that's some dust. What do you think this businessman's going to do?
Exactly.
He'll be permanent. Hurt you permanent.
Yeah.
He'll hurt you permanent.
You found a lump, didn't you, on your testicle? Once we sat in a doctor's waiting room, I remember, for about 45
You've got to have them
minutes.
checked out. It was fine. I think I went twice, didn't
My
I?
point- yeah, my
I
point-
said to the doctor at one point, I said, did you check round the back?
Yeah.
I was thinking he hadn't checked it. Yeah. Oh, dear.
Just because they hadn't found anything. My point is this. You're something of a hypochondriac. You know you're something of a hypochondriac. You know that already. So Why do you think this is going to be any different?
Wow.
If you take when you take the first blow to the head, you take the punch, you'll immediately think that you've got some kind of, brain disorder.
No,
and you'll be done
I've always
for,
wanted to
and
do it,
you'll
but I
give
just
up.
thought,
You'll throw the towel
I
in.
wanted to make sure, I wanted to know that I definitely lost my looks.
Right.
And, I've seen some of the publicity shots, I've got mirrors and mouths, so now, because I've definitely lost my looks now, I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I want, maybe a younger, more handsome man, I want to teach him a lesson.
I'll end with this.
Right.
For people who listen to this show regularly, you already sound like you're punch drunk. Alright? And that's just your natural way of talking. Please, let's not do the real thing.
Oh, play a record. Oh.
I mean, is it going to be televised?
Well, we could get it on DVD, maybe release
Alright, now
it.
I'm interested.
Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Yeah, lots of
Alright,
money.
well, maybe we should talk about it.
Okay.
You join us now live at Shipley Old People's Home, where TV star Ricky Gervais is taking on his first non-professional bout. Ricky, who are you fighting this evening?
A bloke called Pete Smedley.
Okay, Pete Smedley. How old's Pete?
He's 72.
72 years old.
Yeah.
And you're very excited about the fight, I know. Pete's just recovered from a massive coronary, hasn't he?
Well, I don't want to get into that. He's deemed himself fit, and that's good enough for me. if he wants to fight, listen. Right, someone just called up and said they'll fight me. He sounded
This is such a bad idea.
pretty tasty. I said, how tall are you? He said 5'11". I said, what do you weigh? He said 13 stone. I said, how old are you? 27. I explained to him I'm looking for someone a lot older and smaller.
Absolutely.
lot older and smaller than
Don
that.
Estelle. If Don Estelle from, what was it?
I'm going to show you now, Steve. Listen, it's just a sport. People go, don't go into badminton. A shuttlecock can hurt your eye. It's just a sport.
Okay, fair enough. We'll I'm sure, resume this conversation next week. When, of course, we'll also be playing more of Carl's new brilliant game with prizes, hopefully.
Yeah. Simon Mayo's What Is Carl Thinking?
Absolutely. I'll leave you with a song for the ladies, Rick, if I may. This is by my friend Harry. You may know he sends me tracks every so often that I should listen to, and this is a particular favourite of mine. Pretty Please, and it's by Kevin Tehista's Red Terror. I don't know if I've pronounced that right, but enjoy that, and we'll see you next week.
Let's get ready to rumble. Your iPod, you've downloaded it, maybe?
It's a test transmission.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a test transmission. Testing. Yeah. If you're hearing this, then it's working.
Who are you?
I'm Ricky Gervais. Who are you?
Steve Merchant.
Who's that little bald-headed mank twat chimp over there?
It's me, isn't it? Alright.
Yeah, well, we need your name, don't we?
Carl is.
I'm telling you, I was talking to you earlier about going to Vietnam, and I'm not good. I mean, although I like to travel, as you know, I like to go to exotic places. This is going to come as a surprise to you, Rick, but I do look very English when I'm abroad. Obviously I'm 6'7". I'm quite pasty and white, and I find it very hard to blend in with, say, Vietnamese people.
Sure.
But this time I thought I'd embrace this, and I've brought you something as to show you. It's not really going to be very helpful on the enemy radio, but I decided to wear a hat. I thought I'd buy a hat and wear a hat, and I thought that I bought this last minute as I was just before I got on the plane. I was doing some shopping. I thought I need to, because you can
think it'd be something like from a Graham Greene novel,
right? Exactly.
They'd go, they call him the Englishman.
Exactly.
He's the wisest, and exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, because you can kind of reinvent yourself when you're abroad in some way, can't you?
Yeah.
And so this is the hat I got.
Christ.
Maybe you should look away for a second. I'll put it on, and then you can. Now, bear in mind, it is a bit battered because it's been in bags and stuff.
Sure. Steve, what are you thinking? Right.
No, it is a bit battered and damaged, I
Right.
admit.
Okay. How can I? Right. It looks like a cross between something Miss Marple would wear.
That's nonsense.
No, it does. It looks a bit like that. And there's a beer with a bloke drinking. What's that called? Moretti beer?
I think you're thinking of the Hofmeister bear.
No, I'm not. It looks like Miss Marple's hat.
It doesn't look like Miss Marple's hat.
does.
It's kind of moddy, isn't it? It's a bit
not.
modish.
It's a tweed thing that comes down that an old lady would wear.
Not tweed. What
It
are
was
you talking about?
a librarian lady would wear in the 1930s.
It's not tweed.
I have never seen it. That you didn't really buy that, did you, to wear?
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Right. Can I take a picture of this and I'll put it on my website? Right, I am now taping this on a camcorder. I will put this up on rickygervais.com.
I disagree. I think this genuinely looks good. I think it makes me look a bit like, say, Tom Waits or Farmer Barlow. The point is this, right? I'm wearing the hat, I'm looking good, okay? But people, obviously, they can sense that I'm a moneyed tourist. They can see how good I look, and they know I got a little bit of money in my pocket, can afford to buy hats. you know, and everything. So obviously I'm always a target for people trying to get money from me, stuff like that, which is always it's always a hassle, isn't it? And I find it very difficult tipping when I'm abroad. I don't really understand what the rules are with tipping, and that's a big anxiety for me. And also I have problems with the conversion, you know, because obviously when you go abroad. So the Vietnamese dong. Come on, there's nothing funny about that. That's just what it's called, right? For $63 US, you can get 1 million dong. Right? That's a lot of dong. So I'm packing like
A huge dong.
I got like, you know, 2 million dong, like in me money belt under my shirt. Right?
Yeah, so look at this image, right? You were wearing that hat and a bum bag.
Yes, but
You
no,
must look
I don't have a
pretty
bum
cool.
bag. I have a money belt that I wear underneath the t-shirt.
Right.
So as not to see, you know, so people don't think I've got any money on me. And if I get mugged, I can just go, I haven't got any money on me. Because they would never think to look
Under the
underneath
t-shirt.
the shirt and see the money belt, right?
Well, that's still out of reach, isn't it? Over there.
Yeah, and they are actually looking up your t-shirt.
Well, it's funny you should say that, right? Because I went to a market at one point just to look at the things that were for sale there. There's lots of eels and lots of fish, lots of other interesting items, right? So I'm looking at the market, I'm taking some photos, and I noticed this, I hear this kind of murmur, right, that's going around the market, and then I start to see them, all the people in the market, sort of pointing, right, and staring and talking at something, right? So I'm looking around, trying to figure out what it is, right? And I realise they're looking and pointing at me. I genuinely swear to God, right? So they start, and then,
Did they think one of the big eels had escaped?
well, they started laughing.
Oh no.
They started openly pointing and laughing. One of them, right, started, like, I think he was a postman. He looked like he might be a Vietnamese postman. I don't know why that should make any difference, but he started doing a sort of lumbering, sort of Frankenstein walk. And pointing at me, right? A whole section of them just started cackling with laughter. And then at one point, a woman in one of those sort of Vietnamese lampshade hats, right? She runs up behind me and she attaches to my back a sort of kick me thing that you would have attached to some nerd at school's back, right? She actually put something like that on my back. I don't realise initially, so they're just chortling, they are weeping by now, and I'm talking like the whole market is in hysterics. And old ladies are coming up to me and just, you know, comparing their heights and then giggling, and then I'm sort of trying to get this thing off my back, so I look like a dog, you know, chasing its tail. And I just realised that this entire marketplace was just openly laughing at me. And what angered me, Rick, was that I've spent a lot of time in this country, in the UK, right, building up a career, right, so that people don't laugh at me, right? They respect me, they see me as a man of great accomplishments and achievements.
Yeah.
I go to another country where
With that hat,
exactly.
walking around with those glasses with a little money belt on, maybe sandals.
Sandals with socks because I got a foot infection. And it turns out that they're just laughing at me, just openly mocking and laughing at me, right? So I just genuinely, I got upset and I got
You threw down your cagoule, left your clogs behind, and got on the first plane back.
I hopped in a rickshaw straight back to the hotel where they do not laugh at me openly. But anyway, just to return to the dong issue, right, this was what worried me, was that, obviously you got a tip, so we had a driver for a few days, right, and you got to leave him a tip. And I never feel a bit awkward, when do you give him the tip and everything, how does it work? And so I didn't know how much it should be, and I was thinking, well, you know, it's a poor country, I've had a driver a couple of days, you know, I haven't paid for the driver, so I give him like $20, right, which is like 10 quid, you know, I'm thinking that seems like a good tip. I get in there, I read in the guidebook, I should have only given him $2. I
So?
give him 20.
That's
Well,
all right.
but no, because A, you don't want to upset the precious equilibrium. You don't want to upset the financial equilibrium because he might have gone berserk.
Yeah.
I mean, that's $20 is a lot to him. He might have left his family, you know, bought a different, you know, corrugated iron shack
What
somewhere
if he
else.
turned up with a hat like yours and said,
Exactly, we're
"Let's
mates
go-
now, aren't we?
We're mates now, let's go
Yeah.
back to England."
Let's pick up some ladies. So I was a bit worried. So I was thinking of asking for the money, you know, for some change, but I didn't think that was appropriate. So, but then I was worried because then I was thinking, what if all the other drivers within his organisation find out that I've given him like $20? They're all going to be expecting a big tip.
Yeah.
So that was a big worry. But more than that, we'd also had a guide with us, so he was bound to find out how that is. Right, now I didn't have any dollars left, and I thought, well, I've given that guy 20, I've got to give the guy who's been talking English to us, showing us around, helping us out, I've got to give him even
50.
more. Right, I ended up giving him 1 million dong.
And how much is that?
$63. I tipped someone $1 million.
So he's a millionaire now.
Yeah, I made someone a millionaire through my generosity.
Well, so did I. He's sitting over there.
That's absolutely
But he
right.
doesn't want to give anything back. So I know how you feel, mate. Neil Young, old man. Carl,
Now, you know, traditionally at the zoo, they have to, dart a dangerous animal, a lion or a gorilla or
That's
whatever.
the what?
They have to dart it,
Oh yeah.
right, to take blood samples and check its health and stuff. So it's very stressful for the animal and quite dangerous to give it an anaesthetic like that. So what they've started doing now, there's a bug, right, like a type of beetle, and it's a bloodsucker. It's a little vampire bug. Okay, it's about 3 centimeters long. What they do is they tie a piece of string around it. They let it go into the cage on the chimp. It sucks the chimp's blood without the chimp even knowing. They pull it back, and they take the blood sample from it.
They've taught it to do that.
Well, they're not taught it to do anything. That's its nature. You put it near a warm-blooded mammal, it will suck its blood. So they've just tied a string to it so they can get it back.
And how often does it have to do that a day?
Well, I don't know. Why are these the important questions?
Just
Isn't that incredible that they've got this amazing symbiotic relationship with a bug? Because that's
Is it
what
the same one? Say if there's
No,
8 chimps.
oh, jeez, Carl, listen to me.
No, let him. I want to.
I'm just saying, if there's 8 chimps in there,
Yeah,
1 beetle.
yeah.
By about number 5, that's going to be sick of eating.
Well, then they probably have different beetles, and they let it. And Carl, I don't know why this is the.
I'll tell you why it annoys me,
avenue of
because
questioning.
it annoys him.
the other concern is, that beetle, it might be enjoying, you know, getting the blood and what have you. What happens if one of them's got AIDS?
What, one of the.
One of the chimps, that's where it came from. So say if there's
Well, then they know, and they say, oh, this chimp's got AIDS, let's.
And what about the beetle?
What, you're saying you're worried that the beetle will contract AIDS?
Well, I don't know if that's how it works, but all I'm saying is, you get a dirty chimp in there, it's got a touch of that, and the beetle gets it, and all I'm saying is, it seems a bit unfair.